And we are live. Switch over to comments here. Okay, so I can see things now. All right, so I did get this back together. And I think I got everything what it was supposed to be. It was not easy. Those two towers kind of spread apart a little bit. So that was a problem there. And hey, Gwen, nice to see you. Hey, member for 4 months. All right. Let's see. I already got all the parts out for this one, so we could at least start fresh. And let me switch over to the glasses and let me see everything. And Gwen says that's looking so good. All right. Let's switch the light just a little bit. Can't get a little bit of reflection here. All right. So we've got a 2x6 and a 2x3. Even with these glasses, I gotta see if I can't look at it with the camera. One, two, three. Okay, so a 2x8 and a 2x6. And this goes here. Get this on. There we go. All right, so we have one 2x8, which means that's this one here, and a 2x6. Okay. Number 4 goes there. And two by 6, 1x4, 2x4. Okay. Looks like I forgot to grab the 1x4 out. So let me do that real quick. Gwen says, all my memberships were gifted. Well, congrats on that. All right. I don't have a lot of 1x4, so I have to look for it carefully. There's a 1x4 flat top. So as I get going a little bit more, I'll try and get some updates. Yeah, let's try putting the stuff we know is not 1x4s away. Okay, those are 1x6s. Those are definitely not it. Get rid of those. Oops. Here's that. That's 1x3s. Ah, there we go. There's a 1x4. And I just dropped a 1x4 on the floor. Hopefully I won't need that. I just dropped another 1 by something as well. All right. So I might be searching on the floor later tonight. All right, okay. So 1x4 goes there, and a 2x4 goes here. All right, so my firearms recertification was Saturday. I went there and had to drop out due to medical reasons before I actually started taking the certification, which is a good thing because that means when I take it again, I don't have to pay for it. But I was not able to um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three. Double check, make sure that I've got is correct. I was not able to pull the trigger on the 18-pound double action pull or trigger pull. I was able to do single action, but not double action. So that means that I am not going. Ooh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 8. And that's what's going on there. I missed a 1x2. Okay, that makes sense. That's why it's not looking right. So, so I will probably wind up. They are having an extra certification class later in the year, but it probably won't be until like the day before my EMG test. So I'm not likely to be able to. There's the 1x2. Be able to start treatment in time to be able to have it have any effects. So I'm probably going to have a couple of months gap in my certification coverage from the end of this year till like when I can take classes in like either January or February of next year. All right, so that's 1 here, 2, these round ones here. But I'm also not going to carry as a constable until I get to where I can actually properly use a firearm again, because if I have to use it and I'm not capable of it, all I'm going to do is donate a weapon to somebody who shouldn't have one. So I'd really rather not do that. So I will just not carry until I am able to do so safely again, in my estimation. All right, so 1, 2. Okay, so that's a 2x10. All right, that fits there. All right, and then a 1x10, 1x2, 1x3. So 1x10 there, and 1x2, and 1x3. Or I believe that was for not passing. And does that affect your constable status? No, it just means that I can't carry a firearm as a constable if I'm not certified. I can still be a constable. As a matter of fact, like about a third of the constables are not firearm certified. And status, not stasis. I figured it was status. All right, so got 2 there. So 3. Do another there. We have a 1x2, a 1x3, and a 1x10. Oops. sorry I haven't been streaming. I was trying to get ready for the class, which obviously I did not successfully pass. And also, I was actually listening to a Charlie Kirk video when I got the news that he'd been shot. So that kind of depressed my weekend after that. 1x2 and 1x3. It's been rather depressing and enlightening seeing people's responses. For people that I thought were my friends, and it's like, okay, I'm not really sure I know you folks that well anymore. I just know that if somebody that I politically disagree with, I find out like has cancer or something like that, my first comment is F cancer. And nobody should have to go through that. Okay, that's 3. All right, so long 2 and 3. And I may have helped negotiate Larry Correia getting onto Nerdrotic's Nooner, but I won't know for a while on that. But I did a fairly large super chat suggesting Larry as a guest. And Gary said that he knew who Larry was and he would absolutely love to have him on. I suggested Friday Night Tights, and he said that he would rather have Larry on Nooner. So I passed that back along to Larry, and I got thanked for that. So I'm hopeful that does work out. If you catch the Nerdrotic Nooner for today's broadcast, it was between, I think, 2 hours and 4 minutes and 2 hours and 6 minutes in. I didn't get the exact timestamp, but hope that works out. I'd love to see Larry and Gary together. All right, that's 4. All right, so 5. Now this is going to be fun. All right, a 1x3 and a 2x3. Together. And then the gray 1x3 flat tops go there and there, and a 1x flat top goes at this end. Get it in between, and then a 1x3 here, and that goes right there. Actually, I'm going to give that a little bit of extra hold. I've also been making more Koma. There is a apparently a Kumihimo trading exchange or something like that, merchant buyers and sellers page that I was invited to, that I will try and probably do my first few sales there as I get the website set up. All right, so 2x2, 3x3, or 2x2, 2x3, 2x10. So I'm going to try and have enough Koma on hand to be able to do that. I got in a bunch, like 700 304 stainless steel dowel pins to be able to do that. And they've all arrived. I also got some longer ones because I remembered that, okay, so 2x10 is 1 over from the edge. I remember that I've been occasionally having a problem with the threads popping up over the top of the pins. So I got some longer dowel pins, and I'm going to make some Koma up with those, see how well they work out. And 2x3 here. believe that is that for 5. I'm just going to move this light over here. I'm sorry about, let's see. There we go. That should work. See, Gwen says, I've never heard about Charlie Kirk before they announced the shooting. If you're familiar with like Steve Crowder's Change My Mind, it's kind of like that, only Charlie was very, very, whoops, I just realized I should have had these one over. He's very, very polite. When he had people like disagreeing with him, you know, actually being rude to his face, and they were done with the conversation, he'd say thank you. And whenever the crowd would disagree with whatever the person he was talking to was saying, he would ask them to quiet down and let the person be able to speak. He seemed like a very, very nice person. I mean, he did have specific opinions, but he was, he seemed, you know, always willing to, you know, talk to people, see what they thought. Admittedly, I only ran across him a couple of years ago. I only really started listening to him when YouTube was suggesting his videos, like the last couple of months. But from what I've been able to see, his positions would actually evolve over time. He was actually like listening to people, and when he ran across what he thought was a good idea, he'd incorporate it. So, and just seeing everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people, you know, just basically cheer his death is just makes me sad, especially from people that I didn't think would ever cheer anybody's death. All right, so that looks like a T. It's a little hard to see the pieces here, but all right. Carefully put that there, and 2x3. One more over here. And then I believe 2x10. I may not have had to glue that. All right, and then I've got my last 2x10 goes here. Oh, and I also let Andrea Burkhart know that I was going to be starting her braid soon. So I got to work on the design for that. She asked something to do with kittens and boxing gloves. And I asked if she would like fish as well. And she said, sure. So I'll have to come up with a design for that. Trying to decide if I want like multiple kittens or what I think will kind of best give a something that give her something that she would like. All right, so I know I have at least one by because I did make sure to get one out. There we go. That's it. Okay. Get that on. There we go. And a 1x3. Which I believe is supposed to be there. All right, now we go to 7. Okay. Okay, so 2 of these, and it looks like 3 of these makes up 1 of these, and then 2 of those. All right, so 1x3. Got some more chats here. Let me switch glasses real quick, and I'll catch up with chat here. All right. Marmar says hello. Hey, Marmar, how are you doing? Gwen says hello, Marmar. BS Simon says Charlie was the nice one. Yep, that is indeed. Marilee Cormier says what's up? Hey, Marilee. Gwen says hello to B.S. Simon. B.S. Simon says hi, Gwen. Gwen says hey to Melee. And Melee says, hey, Gwen, I think we got everybody greeted there. And Melee says she's got a lot of kitten right now. Yep, I saw that on her thing. I didn't go back to see how it started, but yep, she has kittens galore. Oops, there we go. All right, so we have 1x3 and 4 step ups in rows of 2. So I think I need a total of 6 of these. And I pulled out 24 of the step ups, so 4 of them per 1 times 6 is indeed 24. Alrighty. About a third of the way through this subassembly. And Marmar says, I love the kitten update she does. Admittedly, she's not streaming a lot right now. Hopefully, she'll stream occasionally, and I can super chat and hopefully bring some more people here. I did also start a new ADHD med, which fortunately does not seem to be triggering weakness. That's my other big update. Now that we've got a few people in here, they have a tentative suspicion for what I may have now that I've seen the neuromuscular specialist. They've got some blood tests they had me do, none of which have been conclusive yet. I don't know if they've all the results have come back yet, but all the ones that have been like entirely normal. Then I'm going to have on the 24th of October an EMG test. That's the one with the electrodes and the electricity and the needles that stab into you, which is not fun, but I've had worse. If that doesn't give them a definitive answer, then they may have to do a lumbar puncture to do this will definitely confirm it one way or the other if it's what they think it is. And what they think I have is CIDP, which is chronic inflammatory demyelinization polyneuropathy. It's an autoimmune disorder that's kind of like a chronic version of Guillain-Barré, where your body attacks the myelin sheath on the nerves, and eventually it starts causing problems. There's a couple of varieties of it. There's the sense only, where it's just you have pain sensations and weird neuropathies, and that's it. There's one where you have that and weakness issues. And then there's pure motor, which is only weakness issues with no sensory issues, which is what they think I have. Or at least they tentatively think I have. So if that is the case, there are treatments. There's actually a variety of treatments. There is a remission rate that, depending on where you look, is between 20 and 50% after treatment. Remission being 5 years without needing treatment. So it's not great, but it's also not horrible. It's also not something that shortens your life. So all told, if that is what it is, it could be worse. I don't know if that is it or not, but we will hopefully know for certain within like 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. This is kind of wobbly. I may have to glue these, I'm not sure, because it doesn't seem to want to Let's try that again. Not a recommended method of using a knife, but if it works, it works. All right, let's switch to the next page. Catch up chat while I'm doing that. All right, let's see. Mealy says the mama never came back for them, so maybe the coyotes got her. I am sorry to hear that. Marmar says for the braid, maybe kittens are playing with the fish and the boxing gloves. I'm kind of limited by what the number of pixels I have available. I'm probably going to do like a side silhouette of maybe 2 different kittens, silhouette of a boxing glove, and a fish silhouette is kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. But I'll have a mock-up made for her and then show her and see if she likes it. And Mealy Crummy says that's a mouthful to say. Yes, indeed it is. Marmar says, Andrea found a tiny baby squirrel too, but she found a rescue that would take it. Woohoo. Mealy says that's kind of good news. You might finally have answers and treatments, so that's good. Yep. And Mealy says, Marmar, I didn't know about the baby squirrel. All right. So for those who didn't get to see it, I did get this put back successfully. All right. Something just dropped on the floor. I felt it hit my ankle. I hope it wasn't anything important. Just, let's see. I'm going to set this up here because it looks like I've got more assembly to do. Well, I found the 1x4, and it looks like a piece of blue, transparent. All right. And let's see, Gwen says, caution, use extreme caution when using sharp objects. And Melly says, wow, looks awesome. And Gwen says, she shares the Black Pearl link. All right, I'm gonna let's see. Okay, looks like we got sails here. It's what we're building. All right, so seven 2x10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. A total of 10 1x10s. Put these away. All right, so one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hand cramp, 9, and 10. And 5 2x8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 2x6s. I think I know what fell. It was the yep. There we go. 1. That's what I was looking for, because some of these are easier to take off if I use that. There we go. 2. And 13, 2 by 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, and 13. One T and 1 rounded 1 by 3. There's T, and there is a rounded 1 by 3. 6 regular 1 by 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. Oops, else that in already. 5 of the long round singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 2 by 2s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 7 1 by 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. 1 side post single, 1 round single, and 4 square singles. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 regular, 1 side post, and 1 regular round, and 1 round flat top. There we go, round flat top. All right. Next 2 here. I'm not going to stream tomorrow night. I got a couple of bits of constable work, and I want to finish up the rest of the coma I've got in progress. And then I got to set the Talkit Eye back together again. All right, so a 2, a 3, and a 10. Oh, I haven't switched glasses back. Let me do that real quick. And then a 10, 3, and 2. Off by 1. So first day or two of the new ADHD med was feeling kind of a little restless and irritated. That's kind of settled down a bit. But it does make me a bit sleepier, though not necessarily able to sleep better. I mean, when I doze off, I wake up real quick, but that's mostly during the day. All right, then a 2, 3, and 10 again, offset by 1. But I do seem to be able to focus a bit better, and more importantly, I also seem to be able to actually do things, which is one of the reasons why this stream is up tonight, even though I was busy doing other stuff earlier in the day. Come on. Oops. Why is that not wanting? There we go. Okay. Then we have a 2, 3, 10, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3, 10. Okay. So 2. Other way. 3 and 1 by 10. Then 2, 3, 1 by 10, and 2, 3, and 1 by 10. And same thing again for 3 more. Two, 3, 10, 10, 3, 2, 2, 3, and 10. Oops. Push too hard. Let's get this one back together. That one might be worth gluing, but I probably won't do it. All right, and then 10, 3, and 2. Double wide, working our way back. 10, 3, and 2, and then a 2 by 3, 1 off, and 2 by 10, and 2 by 3, 1 off there, and 2 by 10, and 2 by 3 again, and 2 by 10, and fourth one in. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on top of a T. And that goes there. Right, so that looks like that. T is one layer below. All right, I think that's that sail there. All right. Let's see what we're dealing with here. All right. Two by 10 and 3, alternating back and forth. Is it 2 by 10 or 2 by 8? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 by 8 and 2 by 3. And 2 by 8, 2 by 3. Don't push so hard they fall apart. And okay, 1 by 10 and 1. 4 rows of that. Alternating back and forth. All right, so it looks like the 1 by 10 will be easier to do to get the 1 by 1 next to it. Nope, that's a side one. There we go. All right, those are there. That fell off again. All right, and then 2 by 3, 2 by 8. Then 2 by 6, 2 by 3. So 2 by 6 is 1 over from the edge. And then 2 by 3. And 2 by 8 and 1 by 2. This one keeps falling off. Let's give it a little bit of encouragement. That should keep that in place. And I should have one more 1 by 2 here somewhere. Oh, no, that's right. Switch over to 2 by 3 and 2 by 6. All right, and then we have a long 1 by round, 1 by 3 rounded in the center. I'm just gonna give that a little encouragement as well so it doesn't fall apart on me. give that a second to set. Then 1 by round, 1 by side post, and 1 by round flat top on top of that. Sorry, I don't want to mess up the screen for you folks. That background is a bit hypnotic. All right, there we go. And okay, looks good there and there. All right, so all right, and where did I? Okay, there's the bag of that. All right, so we need. There's 56, 57, and 58. And then we need 3 1x3s, 3 1 by rounds, and 1 1 by short. So there's a short, and 1, 2, and 3. Put these back. This looks like it's going to be fun to do. Not quite like the Spanish Inquisition was fun, but maybe a bit close. So that's ready to go. All right, so we'll set this here. All right, so 59 or 56 here goes. All right, so these railings attach here, and these go on the center there. And those go there. All right, hopefully they don't flex too much. All right, and then 57, which is this one here. And this goes on top here. Guess that one does go underneath there. Okay. I'm gonna give that a little bit of incentive too. Don't need a lot. You don't want it leaking out. There we go. Give that a second. Okay. So that goes on here. And this goes on there. Oops. Got to be careful here. Too much force and it just falls over. All right. I'm gonna move the light over so you guys can see this a little better. supposed to put a decal on here. I will wait till another time to do that. Let me set that out of the way now. And let me catch up with chat, and then we'll see what else we want to do today. I've been at it for just under an hour. All right. Gwen says to please hit the thumbs up, like button, folks. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Marmar says, I got myself a puzzle board. It arrived today, and it's bigger than I was expecting, but I'm excited to use it. Congrats on that. Gwen says, that's cool, Marmar. And Mary says, nice to Marmar. And Marmar says, it can be angled as well, which will be better for my back. I won't be hunched over like a troll as much. Congrats on that. Gwen says, that's totally awesome. And Gwen says, that's so cool. Makes me want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, speaking of new things, the birthday present from from Mrs. Torn arrived. It's a 3D wooden puzzle clock, which I will also be doing on stream sometime down the road. That'll be on the Fun channel. All right. Instructions don't look that difficult, but it's one of those laser cut wood puzzles. So, clock mechanism. I expect to have fun with that. And let's see what's on the next page. So we got to 58. All right, looks like we got a bunch more sales. All right. So we got sale here, sale there. Pirate flag. Okay, so it's one set of sales in there. All right. I am going to just leave this out for right now. All right. Two by 10, 2 by 3, 2 by 10, 2 by 3. Okay. Two, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4. Okay, and 7. 6. 1 by 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 2 by 8s. 1, 2, 3. 1 T. 4 1 by 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1 by long rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 regular 1 by squares. 1, 2, and 3. Set this out of the way. And Gwen does a link to the gaming channel. Thank you very much for that. Gaming/fun. All right. So 2x10, 2x3, 2x3, 2x10, 2x10, 2x3, 2x3, 2x10, and 1x10, 1x3, 1x10, 1x3, 1x10, 1x3, and then 1x10, 1x1, 1x10, 1x1, 1x10, 1x1, then 2x3, 2x8, 2x8, 2x3, 2x8, 2x3, and 1x3 in the middle there, and T there, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. There we go for that. All right. So we have 2 1x10s, 1, 2, 3 2x8s, 4 2x6s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 1x6s, 7 2x3s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 2 regular 1x3s, 1 and 2, 1 rounded 1x3, there, and 3 of the long round ones, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1 by 2. Yeah, there they are. 1, 1 by side post. There. 3 short round ones. 1 and 1 flat top there. 1, 2, 3, and 3 1 by squares. 1, 2, and 3. All right. We have a two by 3 and a 2 by 8. Two by 3, 2 by 8. 2 by 3, 2 by 8, and a regular 1 by here, and 1 by 2 on top. So there we go. All right, then 1 by 10 and doesn't want to fit right. Let's, that's why. There we go. And 1 by 1. And 1 by 10. 1 by 1 regular. Then a 1 by 6 and 1 by 3. So 1 by 3. Oops, that one's falling off. Put that back in its proper spot. And 1 by 6. And 1 by 3 there. 1 by 6. All right, so then 2 by 3 here. 2 by 6. Two by 6. And 2 by 3. And that fell off again. Let's go ahead and give this a little bit of extra staying power. There we go. And there we go. All right. And too tall, too short. And 2. 2x3 there. Goes. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, looks like I missed one there. All right, so that goes there. That goes there. And that goes there. That goes there. Then we do the 1 by there, 1 by 10. Okay, that's better. All right, and a 2 by 6 there. Now that looks right. And then 2 by 6 here. And there we go. That goes in there. And 2 by 3 here. Then we have, this is one that's also going to need a little bit of extra oomph. Okay. Let's make sure that's actually in the center before that sets. All right, give that a few seconds to set. And then we have a regular 1 by round, a side post square, and a round flat top. And a round flat top. There we go, and that goes on there. Let's move these back again. All right. So this goes there. Let's make sure that there we go. And this goes here. There we go. It's a little loose on stabilization, but frack. Oops. lost a couple of long ones here, which I believe are there, there, and there. Right. Goes there, and that goes there. I think I have reached my frustration level tonight because this is a really crappy way of connecting this. I mean, that's the connection there. And you've got to kind of line them up, and the base flexes enough that they don't actually line up across the fixture. So I need to kind of flex it a little bit to actually get it to All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this a night, and then I will essentially kind of force the super glue here. I don't know if I'm going to use epoxy or whatever, but what I might do is I might take off like a couple layers here and get that there, and then have a better look at where they're going to go. But I will do that another time. When I have a patience level sufficient to not screw this up like I'm about to do here if I don't stop messing around with it. And at least I got the basis for some of these. Oops, that's, yeah, I need to stop. If I don't stop, I'm going to break it. Let me catch up with chat, find a redirect, and wish you folks a wonderful evening. All right. And Gwen says you might have just take a side view picture after streaming so we can see it. Yeah, I'll glue it together, put the decals on, and glue the pieces together to hold it, and we'll call it a day. All right, let's see. Customization. Add a redirect. Let's see who's available. Looks like it's Tug. So I'll redirect you folks to Tug. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. I know it was a real short notice one. We didn't have a whole lot of people here, but it was nice to have you. And I will possibly do a Thursday stream. I'm not 100% sure. As always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.